it's mainly because there's never a one-size-fit-all when it comes to nutrition. There's not a full palette of nutrition advice or meals that could literally work for every single person in the world. It just doesn't happen. There are individual variances, and that needs to be taken into consideration. Transmission received. Authorization granted. Welcome to the video. What's up, dreamers? I hope everybody is having a flashy day. I hope everybody's day is fantastic or has been fantastic, depending on where you are in the world. And I wanted to let you know that you are awesome. Welcome to Driving and Vibing. What's the vibe for today? Today, I want to talk about diets and fad diets and diets in general. And I want to talk about detoxing. So diets and detox. First things first, I want to talk about detox. There are a lot of detox supplements out there, I guess you could say. A lot of detox shakes, a lot of plans that include the word detox, which a detox is from what it says, is designed to clear your body of toxins and inflammation and all of this, kind of like a clean out for the body, right? That's fantastic. But here's the thing, and I'm not knocking on these detox products. I'm sure they do work for some people, but here is the cold hard truth about these detox products. Your body is so well equipped to moderate for itself, to basically clean itself out, that these detox things are completely fad per se. There's really nothing that can accelerate from these detox that can accelerate the removal of these toxins and all of that, and reduce inflammation markers that your body can't do, right? So let's think about it this way. I'm going to put this into perspective for you. If you eat raw meat and you get food poisoning, do you need to take a detox supplement to get that out of your body? No, you do not. Your body's going to take care of that for you through throwing up or some other means or ways to eliminate the threat that your body is feeling, right? So your body will eliminate it by itself. You don't have to do anything. Your body regulates that. So if you put that into perspective and you think about the detox, you can do that through natural foods. A natural way to detox would be, and again, I'm not knocking on this. If you enjoy taking those periodically and they really do help you, especially continue with good habits. This is all about habits. Habits are very, very important. Then keep doing that, right? Especially if it keeps you on track. But they tend to be fairly expensive, and you can use natural foods. You can eliminate junk foods, and your body will start to re-regulate itself. It'll start to clean itself out, right? Which is, I think, is very important for people to understand. Your body can do everything you need it to do. It's just, it struggles if you kind of put bad things into it. You kind of, quote unquote, poison it, right? So eating junk food, eating fast food, drinking all the soda, drinking all these energy drinks. And again, guilty, I drink energy drinks, okay? I do. I want to quit that habit. That's a bad habit of mine, I think. So I'd like to quit that, but I have not yet. So everybody has bad habits, just being transparent, right? So there's my take on the detox kind of situation. Now I'm going to talk about diets and fad diets, and how there are studies of, well, I guess it's not studies, but there are nutritionists and dietitians that have continuously come out and say that these diets are all fad, no matter what they are. The keto diet, the Mediterranean diet, they're all quote unquote fad diets, and they work, they don't work, they come and they go. This is true. And it's mainly because there's never a one-size-fit-all when it comes to nutrition. There's not a full palette of nutrition advice or meals that could literally work for every single person in the world. It just doesn't happen. There are individual variances, and that needs to be taken into consideration. And with these diets, I agree with that. The keto diet specifically, a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people find that interesting. It does work. It helps to produce ketones. If you don't know what that is, it's a little, I'm gonna say this wrong, watch, because I'm gonna say this wrong. Ketones are a form of fuel that your body utilizes as fuel, okay? So it's a form of fuel as opposed to carbohydrates. That was the very, very bare minimum, bare bones of what ketones are. But when you stop taking carbs, so keto is low carbs. When you stop taking carbs in, your body doesn't have the carbs to be able to fuel itself, so it switches and produces these ketones and uses ketones, which is the form of fuel that your body will use. And it's more of a high fat. Keto, if you don't know, is more of a high fat, low carb diet, right? Or high protein. And then there's all these other diets that there are out there. And keto does work for some people. Keto doesn't work for other people. The paleo diet, which is not as low carb, works for some people, doesn't work for other people. The Mediterranean works for some people, doesn't work for other people. Vegan works for some people, doesn't work for other people. So I mean, you see how that you got to trial and error these diets, and what my personal advice, and from what I've read and seen happen, you need to cycle these diets. Cycling these diets will help to prevent burnout. Burnout is a thing when it comes to nutrition and diets. So preventing burnout is important, and cycling these diets will help. If we go back to our ancestors, long time ago, that didn't have all of the food readily available, you could think about it. In the winter, they weren't able to get plants, right? So they were eating meat primarily. That's probably more on the keto side, right? And then that's a carnivore diet. And then we would, in the spring, berries would come out, plants would come out, then they would be able to eat a little bit more of that, have a better mix. And in the summer, I mean, they cycle through, right? So this is known fact of how our ancestors actually were cycling food. Not that they did it on purpose. It's kind of just how it worked for them. That's kind of what we should be doing with our diets as well. Just so we don't burn ourselves out, if that makes sense. Which, to me, it does. If it doesn't, you can let me know in the comments. But keto is hard to sustain. And I'll tell you a little bit about keto. When you reduce carbs, carbs hold a lot of water weight, so you're going to be losing water weight, and that's where the weight would come from. And your body needs to adjust to that. Your body cannot just lose water weight. It's going to store the water elsewhere, right? Your body's 70 to 90%. That's up for speculation right now, by the way. Your body's 70 to 90% water, depending on who you ask. And your body needs that water for various different functions, organs, everything, you name it. So when you're on the keto diet, this is what happens to most people that I've heard and seen. You start the keto diet, you lose all this water weight, you're very happy with that, which makes sense because the diet's working. But then your body starts to adjust, regains that weight because it has to, and now you're upset with the diet because it's the diet's fault. It's really not. The diet actually is doing what it is. You probably really are reducing the carbs and the need for carbs and building ketones. But if you're not testing for that, you really wouldn't know. There are ketone tests. But what the heavy focus is on weight, and that's not a good determination. I'm not knocking the keto diet, by the way. It's not a good determination on if a diet is working or not. That what you should be focusing on is if this diet is keeping you satiated, keeping you from snacking, and hitting your habit goals, the goals that you wanted to put into effect when eating the diet. So like I don't want to, in relation to food, when I start a diet, I want to eat this kind of food. I want to eat that kind of food. I want to try to eliminate this kind of food. That should be the goal of the diet, not the weight. I feel like that is a kind of a pitfall when it comes to diets. And, you know, it's because the body is really smart. It's a smart body. You're a smart body. Thanks, body. But, you know, people, I don't know, I feel like that information is kind of just hidden, not out there. So there's my take on diet, nutrition, fad diets. I'm sorry to knock on the keto diet. I do keto sometimes. I cycle diets, so I'm not knocking on it. I feel like I understand a little bit more, and I want everybody else to, right? And I try to make it as easy as possible for people to understand, because I know all this information, especially when you read it online, it's so heavy in information that sometimes I don't even understand. So there's my take on it. I hope everybody has a fantastic day or night. Hit that subscribe button if you like the information. If you have any information on the diets or detox that maybe I missed or you use and utilize and works for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear them. And I hope to see everybody in the next video. Later, dreamers.